everybody. This is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Thomas Show. The new shows will begin very, very soon this month of November. While I'm putting the new season together, while I'm putting some final touches on some episodes, I decided to pull something out from the archives for you to listen to. Check this episode out. It's about an hour long, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Keep in mind, this one's from the archive, so there might be some curse words in it. Might be. So be mindful of that if you're in the car with children. I normally don't go too far with it, but I know that for some of the stuff from the archives, it's a little more risque language-wise than normal for this particular program. But this is from the S. Anthony Says podcast, my other podcast. And I wanted to introduce some of you to that. So check this out. I believe you're going to enjoy it. If you love it, go subscribe to that podcast as well. You're already subscribed to this one, obviously. And hope to see you over there as well. But like I said, while I'm waiting for the new season, while we're putting some things together, check this out, and I'll see you soon. You dig? Well, hello, how you doing? This is the S. Anthony Says podcast, and this is the S. Anthony Thomas, host and all of that crap, but it's crap that you're listening to. How are you doing? Are you ready for episode number 232, which is what this is, episode number 232? Yes, we are. Fantastic. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to say a congratulations to my buddy, my pod rev compadre, Michael Salamone. His podcast is called Salamone, and he's done 100 episodes. I gave him a soundbite to use on his show to congratulate him, and I just wanted to congratulate him on this show as well. Congratulations on 100 episodes, my friend. Good work, good job. I dig you, and I listen to you on a regular basis. Because 100 episodes is a big deal. Because usually what happens is people will podcast like 5 times and go, whip, this is starting to become a job. Gotta go. And they get the hell out. So when you get to 100 episodes, you're the real deal, my friend. That's all I'm saying. Now, folks, let me tell you something. Let me talk to you something about humiliation. And everybody knows what it's like to be humiliated. And most of the time, you want to avoid that crap like the plague. You know, I was driving by I was driving by a car wash today, and it reminded me of something that happened to me when I moved to Los Angeles the first time, and it was literally one of the most humiliating, and did I mention humiliating? Good, because it was humiliating moments in my adult life. Now, I was doing stand-up comedy. You know, I've been doing this since I was a kid. And I got to be one of the most respected ones, and I was in the newspaper, blah TV, blah 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 blah. Blah, who cares? But I was respected, well respected in my area, and it was a pretty big area. Okay. So I'm thinking about doing big things, and I'm telling people, I'm going to move to Los Angeles. Oh, when you go to Los Angeles, it's going to be great. You're going to be this, that, and the big this, and you're going to be great that, and you're going to have star this, and double star, and quadruple TV shows, and 16 Emmys, and double Oscars, and all of that crap, and quadruple Emmys, and Grammys, and all of that crap. And I'll go, thanks a lot, because I definitely want to have all of that. And I'm putting the money together so I can go to Los Angeles and go out there and become a big star, and a triple star, and a quadruple star, and have TVs, and Emmys, and doubles Emmys, and put movies inside of the TVs, which will be inside of movies, which will be inside of CDs, which will be inside of other movie theaters, and all of that crap, because I'm going to do all of that crap. But I realized at the rate at the time, it would take me about a year to put the money together to move to Los Angeles the way I wanted to move to Los Angeles. And I did not want to wait another year to move to Los Angeles. Why? Because I wanted to move to Los Angeles, damn it. So I needed to speed things up. Right? Now, I wasn't going to stop doing comedy because, quite frankly, that was the reason I was going to Los Angeles, damn it. But what I realized is I got to make a sacrifice, man. I got to make a sacrifice. I got to do something I normally wouldn't do that is going to get me out there a lot faster. I need it, damn it. I need it. So I realized I'm going to keep doing my regular comedy schedule, which is Fridays and Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays, but I'm going to try to find a job I can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It was really difficult to do. You have any jobs where I could work only 4/5 of the time everyone else works? Go, what, myself? Okay. Right? But the thing was, it was a sacrifice because to me, if you're a stand-up comic and you take it seriously, if you were live in a city where you have showcase nights or open mic nights Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you work your regular gigs on the weekends, you need those days to work on new material, to keep things sharp, to keep your timing down, you know. But I figured, all right, I got 2 hours of material that I'm proud of. I only need 45 minutes to headline regular comedy clubs. I need an hour to an hour and 15 to work the AAA plus A plus comedy clubs. And I got 2 hours. No big deal. I'm covered and I'm working every weekend. So I'll just keep cycling in material to keep it fresh and keep it going. No big deal. I'll make the sacrifice a few months of a regular gig in addition to my comedy crap, and I'll be able to move out to Los Angeles. Yeah, that's right, damn it. But as I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, could not work Fridays and Saturdays. Couldn't do it. It was not like I was working in the same city, so I couldn't do it. I mean, everything was within driving distance, but still, you can't work, you know what I'm saying. So I go and say, talk to some people, and they go, well, why don't you try, telemarketing? Can't do that. Once again, Monday through Friday. Why don't you go to a day labor place? I'm like, well, what? I don't know how to do plumbing and all of that crap. No, they have other things too. So I go, all right, I'll try to go down to the place, and I go to the employment agency, and they're going, well, we have jobs here. What kind of hours were you looking for? Well, I didn't want to say, well, I'm doing comedy and I'm going to Los Angeles. I don't want to. You can't say that to an employment agency, because an employment agency is thinking in terms of, we want to have somebody out there working at the job, so we can get our cut of their salary. And no one cares in an employment agency that you want to be a comic, or you are a comic and you want to have a show or a movie. They don't want to hear that crap. They want to think you're just a regular guy, just like everybody else. Does not have aspirations of that particular type of crap, and they can count on siphoning off some of the bread you're making. So I said, well, usually I'm looking for something Monday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday have family obligations. And of course, she's not listening to me. She goes, Monday through Thursday. Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know your life story. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. Do you know how to kill people and hide the bodies by dissolving the bodies and lie? No. Oh, I should have asked you a question before I even asked you about that job. I mean, oh God, I've been on vacation. Sometimes I'm a little, I'm not performing at the top. Okay, forget I just asked you about whether or not you're really good at killing people, dissolving their body, and lying, hiding them. I should have asked you this first. Are you an undercover police officer? No. Oh, okay, good. Because because we hire a lot of hitmen here. And it's really actually very, very lucrative. I mean, they go out there, they get 10 grand to kill someone. We get our 2 grand off of it. And I mean, well, actually, I will. Okay, could you open your shirt, please? Okay, you're not a cop. Good. I keep forgetting that. Anyway, do you know anything about having sex with women for money? Um, no, I got a girlfriend. I really, I don't think I want to take money for having sex with women. I mean, you really have a nice ass. You sure about that? First of all, thank you, but I do have a nice ass. But no, I don't want to do anything illegal. Oh, so I guess crack sales is out of the question. Yes, I'm not doing crack sales. What kind of employment agency is this? We service the entire community. We service murderers, and of course crackheads and people of that nature, and of course hookers. Have you ever shoved large amounts of drugs into your rectum and I'm not doing anything illegal. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, we're gonna stick with regular jobs for people who aren't criminals and scumbags. Let's see here. Do you do sales? Oh, yeah. Actually, I was pretty good in sales. But I mean, are you sure that? I mean, like, remember, I wanted to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I can't do Friday and Saturday. Oh, yes, that was a mistake on my part. They need you to be there Monday through Saturday through Friday. Sorry. Let's see here. You can do. You ever think of day labor? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I came for. I thought. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just. There's so many criminals coming. See that guy over there, right there, right there. See that guy right there, the really big guy. Yeah. See, he's see. Yeah, he right there. He comes in here all the time. He works Monday through Thursday, But unlike you, he's not. He doesn't have a problem with being a criminal. So he actually goes out, sells his booty to women, then kills people. 2 separate jobs, by the way. This man's a really good hard worker. And then, and then he crams drugs up his buttocks and travels across the country with it and has it come out. And I mean, this is guys. Are you sure you don't want to do those jobs? No. Okay, we're gonna stick with the legitimate stuff. Okay. Have you ever worked in a factory? I've never worked in a factory. Okay, and as it turns out here, they it's well they well technically they just hire people whoever's available who has the skills, which means a lot of these people are working 2 days a week, and if you want to, you can work the factory Monday. Oh, yeah, there we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can do that. Oh, that sounds great. How much does it pay? Well, it pays this amount. Oh, pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, now granted, you're not going to get all of that. Like I said, we siphon off money not just from the criminals that we do. We also siphon money off of the people who work regular jobs. I really don't care how much is it after you take your amount. We take this amount. Ooh, well, still good enough. Okay, fantastic. Because really, we actually take less than that. The amount I told you was me actually taking an additional cut under the table. I probably shouldn't have told you that too, huh? No, you probably shouldn't have. You I'm gonna have to give you all the money you're supposed to be getting, and just take the amount that the company takes, and not siphon off any for myself, aren't I? Yeah, pretty much. Damn, I gotta learn how to keep my mouth shut. Anyway, here's the job, here's the place, and you go down there to the factory and you can do the job. Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. Okay. You really do have a nice ass. Thanks. I could put so many bags of coke in your ass. I don't have a big ass. No, I know, but never mind. Let's go about your business. So I go to the factory, and it's not bad. It's not a bad place. It's not a big deal. You go to the factory. It's a 12-hour job. You get there at 7 o'clock well, you don't get there at 7 o'clock in the morning. You start at 7. And when they say start at 7, they ain't kidding. The machines never come off. The only time the machines actually come offline is when there's maintenance or when they break. And there's usually not maintenance, because you can look at it and you can see the stamp. This machine was inspected by Frank Johnson in 1937. And then underneath it says, and we ain't inspecting this shit again until it breaks. Now, after you get to work, you've been spending too much time reading the stamps, you bastard. And I got to work. And it was a plastic factory, and plastic comes down, and you take the thing off the thing, and you put it in the box, and you shrink wrap the box, and you lift it over your head, and the bim, and it was a huge pain in the ass. Because I'm not a big fan of doing the same crap over and over and over again, which is why I'm able to write so much material, because I get sick of saying the crap. And once I've said the crap enough times, I'm done with the crap. So being in something that is repetitious it's like water torture. But I wanted to go to LA, damn it. I needed to go to LA. So I worked the factory. And the bad part about it is when you're working in a factory 12 hours, you can't use the same tricks you would normally use to survive your 8-hour job that sucks. You can't do it, because all the tricks you use for your 8-hour job, they're burned into your skill set. You've worked 8-hour jobs for so long, you do all the stupid tricks you do to be able to survive the 8-hour job. You get there at the thing, and you take the coffee, you waste time with your friends in the break room, start later than you're supposed to, then you go to the thing, get your them, you make some calls, and then bam, and you do some busy work, then you go to the bathroom, take longer than you're supposed to, you come on back, and you slow down the calls because it's getting close to lunch, and you don't want to miss your lunch, you go to lunch, then you take longer than at lunch than you're supposed to, then you come back, you drive, you do it real slow, then you talk to your manager, ask him a question that you already know the answer to, but you know he's a long-winded piece of crap, and he can't get mad at you because he was the one talking, and then you go back to the desk, and you make some calls, and you actually work for 2 hours, and then it's getting close to 5, and it's now 4:45, and you're not doing anything else because you don't want to call the last past 5 because you want to get the hell out of there, and you get the hell out. Those tricks don't work in an 8-hour job because you go through all of that same crap, and there's still 4 more damn hours left. Oh no. And it sucked. But I put a little money together. But then, of course, the inevitable happens, and they go, well, Mr. Thomas, we really need someone who's going to be able to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Can you commit to us and sign this thing saying you're going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? And I'm going, no. It was nice working with you, which it wasn't. And I left. But I still needed to get another job, something that was going to pay me anything. Like I said, the comedy money was cool, but I needed to just stockpile some other money to get to Los Angeles. And the next job is where the humiliation happened. I was working at the car wash, and there's nothing wrong with working at a car wash. It's good, hard work. It's just like everything else. And I already told the story of one of the places I worked where there was a guy. We were in the car together. Everything was cool. We're having a great time. We're laughing and joking. And then everybody found out that I was the only one that had never been to prison before. And all of a sudden, they started treating me like crap and thinking I was a punk. And then one guy started getting physical with me. And then I walked him around to the back of the car wash where there was no cameras. And I told him, if we're going to have a problem, if you got a problem with me, we can solve it right now. Do what you want to do. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't calm down, we're going to have a problem. He tried to fight me. I whooped his ass, and I whooped his ass real good. I mean, this was a prime time ass whooping. And then he never bothered me again. But that's not the point. That's not the part that was bothering me. That bothered me because at the whole time I'm wondering if this guy's going to stab me in the back of the neck because I whooped his ass and everyone knew I whipped his ass. That was bad. So I'm always waiting for the revenge ass whooping or the revenge thing. But that's not the bad. That's bad. But that's not the worst part. The worst part was I was still at that time working the clubs, and people still, oh, he's great. He's going to be a big deal. He's going to L.A. Oh, he's going to be a big deal. When he goes to L.A., he's going to be a big deal. Ha, ha, ha. So I take a job, and then this car wash is far enough outside of the area where I can get to it without really being a big deal. It's a bit of a hike, but it's close enough. But it's far enough where I don't think anybody I know will be there. That's what I thought. Now, first off, I started seeing local news anchors from the area that I was living, and I'm going, okay, well, they don't know me, so it's not a big deal. Hey, Mr. Big fan. Oh, thanks a lot, son. Ha ha. Get the wheels, get the window. Ha. No problem, Mr. News Guy. All right. So I go into the back to get some new rags and some spray for the windows, because you put the spray on the hand towels. You put them on both sides of the windows, and then you do this Mr. Miyagi thing and clean the window really quickly. I had it down to a science. I could wash an entire car in a couple of minutes, and the thing would look spit shine, and people would go, "This guy's the best." And I'm going, I'm going to shoot myself. So one time I'm not paying attention, and sometimes people would run out to get to certain cars because they could see that these car was an expensive car, and the expensive car, sometimes those guys or gals would give you a big tip. So this time I slid up there real quick, like, F these losers, I'm going to get this big tip. Ha. And I'm working on the car, and the person's inside the building, and I'm working, and I'm down on my knees, and I'm finishing up that last tire, and I'm going to spit shine this bastard. I'm going to make sure this tire is the best. And I turn around and I see someone I know from comedy. Steve? That's what I went by back then. Steve? Yeah. Hey, buddy. Now, those are two words that are just horrible to hear. Anytime someone says, hey, buddy, that is the worst thing in the world. Now, if you look at those words on paper, you would think that's a great thing, that someone thinks that you're their buddy, and they're saying hey to get your attention. They like you so much, they want to get your attention and acknowledge that you, in fact, are their buddy. So when you put those two words together on paper, that's a great thing. Hey, I know who you are, and I want your attention, and I want to acknowledge vocally that we are buddies. But not when it's said like, hey, buddy, how's it going? Hey, so, yeah, that's another thing you don't want to hear. So, yeah, because in between and yeah is a sentence that's very silent, but very loud at the same time. So, what the fuck are you doing here? You're one of the best comedians in the country. I just saw you a year ago. We started doing comedy at the same time. I know you're great at this job. And the people were telling you, you're going to Los Angeles and you're doing big things, and things are big about to happen to you. And now it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You're spit shining my and then I look around and I see that the frick you trying to hide from people. That's why you're out here. What the hell happened to you? All of that is between hey is in the middle of that damn sentence. So hey. Yeah, so how's it going? It's going good, I'm playing the Blopty Blop Club next week. Oh yeah, I'm sure you are. That's another thing. I'm sure you are. It's the kind of thing you normally say to someone when you're affirming that you agree with them and that you believe what they're saying. Hey, I'm going to tear up college. I'm sure you are. I'm going to win that game tomorrow. I'm sure you are. When it's said like that, I'm sure you are, it means the person is sure you are. But when it's said like this, sure you are, it means, no, you're not. No, you're not, you bastard. But you fell off. You were in a year. You went from. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. I am now going to continue this uncomfortable conversation by not making eye contact with you, which is even going to make this more uncomfortable. And now, even though you're 5'8" tall, for some reason you are now 3'6". I don't know how it happened. Probably the pressure of this entire conversation crushing you down. And I know you feel. I gotta go now. Here's a tip that's much bigger than it should have been. And even though under normal circumstances, someone giving you more money than you would normally get is a great thing, the simple fact that someone you know who knows you're great is a comic and thinks you now fell off. Maybe you have some kind of problem or some crap like that, gives you a $40 tip when a $5 tip would have been good. And quite frankly, I would have liked to be able to keep the tips, but at car washes, you got to put the tips in the box and split them, and I'm not a thief, so I did it, damn it. And as he's pulling off, okay, man, I'll talk to you later. I have to go make some phone calls to everybody you know to spread this humiliation and make it look worse than it actually is, not realizing that there's a logical reason for it and that nothing has actually happened to you as a person and that this is essentially you just trying to stockpile money for a big move. But by the time I finish telling the story, people are going to be seeing you standing there going, more porridge, please. But that's what's going to happen by the time I finish. When he pulls off. Oh, no. And I'm thinking, please God, don't let this jackass. I mean, I know he saw this, but hopefully he's gonna just keep his mouth shut and not be running his damn mouth and telling everybody about this crap. I hope he's gonna shut his freaking pie hole, this bastard. And 17 minutes and 15 seconds later, someone else I know that I didn't want to see in this particular circumstance decides to pull up. Oh, no, don't wash my car. I'm looking for someone. Oh God, now they're looking for me at the car wash. Great. Oh, hey, Steve, I didn't realize you were there, even though I just rejected everyone else who could have done an equally good job of cleaning my car because I want to have some kind of excuse to prove to myself that he wasn't lying about you and go to the place myself and see that you were not here and that I'm going to try to hide the pity on my face, and then I'm going to also overtip you, and then I'm going to give you a tip, and then I'm going to go over and talk to you after you put the tip in the box, and I'm going to give you another 20 and said, no, don't put this in the box. This is for you, you poor bastard. Hey, honey, how's it going? Hey, Steve. Oh God, what is this bullshit? What the fuck did he do? Go call everybody. Yeah, I just happened to be in the area. And even though my car is spotless right now, and there's really no reason for me to have it clean, for some reason I need it to see for myself. I mean, to have my car cleaned. All right. Oh God. So how's it going? Oh, it's going good. I'm playing at Blop the Blop Club in 2 weeks. I'm sure you are. Oh God, here we go again. What do they have, a script or something? So, I mean, car wash, I mean, this is good work, right? Oh, now she's trying to make me feel better. Because it's the feeling it's like they're talking to me. And by the way, she was only the second of 4 people that showed up at the car wash just to find out if Steve, which is what I went by at the time, was actually working at the car wash, who was going to then give me $20. I took that shit too, by the way. And then but let's go back to her, the second person. Damn it. And yes, it's good work, right? And she's talking to me the same way you talk. You know how when a kid, there's a point in a kid's evolution where they stop going to the bathroom on themselves, right? But there's that one last time where they crap on themselves, and and you kind of like trying to. It's okay, Bill. It's like, listen. I know you were whatever the age is, and I know that, but sometimes accidents like that happen. All you gotta do is just go upstairs, take your underwear, shake whatever it is into the toilet, and you're a big boy now. You're gonna have to rinse them out yourself. You're big enough to do it yourself, and then you rinse your pants off, and then we'll put them in the washer, and no one else is gonna have to know about it. It's just between you and me. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, except in this case, when I'm shaking my humiliation into the toilet and flushing it and rinsing out my societal drawers. This bastard goes out and tells other people, quick, get there before he finishes shaking out his drawers and rinsing them off, the bastard. And so, it's great. It's great, Steve, that that I know that comedy isn't for everybody. Now, keep in mind, I haven't stopped working. I am still one of the best in the area. I'm still getting standing ovations. I am still the same person that they saw before, but now this new information comes in, and I'm sitting there going, the years of me blowing places out right in front of you and being hard for people to follow, even people who were celebrities. All of a sudden, now you see this one thing, and so anyway, like I said, comedy isn't, you can still do your little comedy thing. Now it's a little comedy thing. And people, like, every job is important. Every job is important. Just like the people that work the car wash here, their job is important too. You know what I mean? And and so just, you shouldn't be embarrassed by And I'm sitting there like, I'm saying, I didn't really know that you're not a gambler or anything. I'm not a gambler. What are you talking about? No. I'm not a gambler. Where do you get that from? I'm just saying, you were one of the best. I still am. Sure you are. Anyway, I'm just saying, I never really saw you drink. Are you having some kind of drinking problem or? No, I don't have it. No, I'm just trying to put together some money so I can go to LA. Sure you are. And, listen, I just want to say one thing. Listen, you shouldn't, crack is a bad thing to try. And I'm not on crack. So she does the same thing. She gives me the money for the tip, and then she gives me another $20. And I'm going, please, God, don't let anybody else show. Please, 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 God, please. These two are enough. If they just shut the hell up and don't tell anybody. And here comes somebody else I know, but this is somebody who knows. You have a person in an office that you can't stand because they're an asshole, right? But they're extra assholey to you. Well, here comes the comic who is extra assholey to me. And the reason he's extra assholey to me is because we kind of look alike, and I'm a lot better at it than he is. So now he's mad at me because someone that kind of looks like him is way better, and he always gets called by my name. And they go, "Oh, that's right, you're not Steve. Oh, okay." And now he finally gets a chance to one up me because he'll never be as good a comic as I am, and even he knows that. And he's then, hey, what's going on? Didn't know you were here. Oh God, yeah, man. So what's going on? And at this point, I'm like, I'm not even gonna do the club thing. I'm working at a club. I'm not even going to talk to this dude like that. I'm going to try to keep it as light as possible because I just want to get him the hell out of here. And he's looking at me and he's got that stupid smile on his face like, got him. I don't care if he's better than me. I'm not working at a car wash. Look at him. Look at this bat. Look at him. Look at him wiping my tires. Being real nice, but I could see it. When somebody's being nice to you, but the whole time you can see them inside their head spitting on you. That's what this bastard was doing, the bastard. And then he gives me the tip, and then he does the same thing. The other two people, he walks me around to the side, and I'm waiting for this bullshit, and then he just says, "And here's you probably need this," and gives me the 20, and I'm sitting there going, "I'm gonna need it for bail because I'm about to crescent kick you in the fucking Adam's apple." Then he walks back to his car, and I hear a little chuckle, and he pulls off, looks back at me, and gives me the Isaac from Love Boat point. Now, what I'm hoping that he pulls in the traffic, and a tractor trailer runs over his punk ass. And that was the third of the four people. And the fourth person comes along. And this is someone who I don't dislike or don't like. Just a nice guy. And this was the one that bothered me the most because it's like, We don't even have the kind of relationship. Like the first two people really liked me and I really liked them. The third person was a piece of shit. And this guy was just a nice guy who was kind of funny, serviceable, does a nice job, but working regularly, better at the business than comedy itself. He pulls around and he's actually honest. And then he told me, "You're working here, man. What's going on?" And I go, "Dude, I'm still working the clubs. I'm still doing my thing. I want to move to Los Angeles. I'm just working these jobs because I want to make some money during the week and just stockpile some bread and so I can get out to Los Angeles." And I can see in his face that he believes me, right? But here's the ironic thing. He's the one of the three that actually believes me, but he's the one that doesn't tell anybody anything. I would hope that he would go out there and be just as aggressive, spreading the word that I'm only working at this joint so I can stockpile some money to go to Los Angeles and I'm still doing my comedy thing and I ain't gambling and I'm not drinking and I ain't on crack or anything like that. I haven't fallen on hard times. I'm just trying to accelerate things. But he didn't say shit. So now I'm working at the clubs and I can see everybody looking at me. Oh my God. This poor bastard. And I'm going, I'm still blowing the club out. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, he probably has gambling debts. Now eventually that all cleaned up and everybody figured out what the hell I was doing. But that was like completely humiliating. This all happened this like literally happened back. I was like going, what did he do? Oh God. It was I wanted to shoot myself out of a cannon. But that's the thing, man. It's like I learned that in that whole groove that I was crushed by the end of that day, and for the next few months. But the funny thing about it is, as older me and no longer Steve, and now I'm S. Anthony, those kind of things now, I look back at them and laugh my ass off because I could still see the people. Sure you are. Right. Well, And eventually I did make it out to Los Angeles, actually ahead of schedule, you bastards, and came close to getting a show, but it fell apart. And I think I already talked about what happened after that on other episodes. So if you don't know the stories, go listen to the other 200 and some episodes, you bastards. But the main thing is like, the main thing I want to say is that, you're probably going to want to do something. And if you want to do something big, just know that nobody around you, unless they really, really understand you or really, really support you or really, really get what you're trying to do, they're not going to know or understand the sacrifices that you have to make. They're not going to understand it. So don't expect them to understand it. They're not going to understand it. So if you got something big you want to do, just do it anyway. Take the hits. If there's some humiliation involved, so what? Because just like me, I mean, that was literally one of the most humiliating days of my entire adult life. And guess what? I'm laughing at it now. And probably a lot of you are too. So, it's okay to make sacrifices to get the stuff that you want. It's really not that big of a deal. It's going to suck in the beginning. Like I said, just like when you're working out at the gym, it hurts the first 3 months. And after that, it's just what you do. It's not a big deal. I've lost friends. I lost girlfriends. And I realized that I really actually didn't lose friends. I got rid of the people that weren't friends, and I didn't lose girlfriends. I got rid of people that were pretending to be girlfriends. And the only people that are left now are really, really cool people. People that understand me, that understand what I'm doing is important to me, that are supportive. That's who's left. And quite frankly, that's all that really matters, right? So listen, my friends. If you're trying to do something big and it's important to you, even if it's going to be tough, if it's going to be a little bit of humiliation into it, just do it anyway. It's worth it on the other side.
We'll be back right after this short break. And now, back to the show.
Trust me. Right now I'm rebuilding my career from scratch. Sorry, I'm repositioning myself in a chair. New comedy show, and now I'm doing a podcast. And it's tough, But I also know what's going to happen on the other side of this. The same thing that's going to happen to you on the other side of whatever the hell you're working for. Keep busting your ass and don't pay attention to what other people are saying. And guess what happens? You get what you want, and they get to watch you enjoy it. Oh, yeah. Because then that problem is over. Much like this segment. Segment over. All right, guys, cats and kitties, dudes and dudettes. You know what the fun? I've been doing this podcast, like I said, it'll be 3 years in late October. And I have people always saying to me, "You've done," and they mention the number of episodes that existed at that particular time of the conversation. "You ever gonna run out of stories?" And I'm going, I haven't even scratched the surface yet on the stuff that's actually happened to me, nor, and obviously I can't scratch the surface on things that are happening to me on a daily basis, so I can actually talk about those on a regular basis. I mean, I've been a comedian for 30 years and been doing a podcast for almost three. So, I mean, if I haven't run out of things to talk to or talk about by now, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, Captain. And I thought about that. It's really weird because when stuff happens to me, like I said in the previous one, when stuff happens to me, I said in the previous shows, when stuff happens to me that's bad, if it's not like really, really horrible, then I'm sitting there going, in the middle of it, I'm going, this is horrible. Then after it's over with and I'm laughing at it, I'm going, I'm using this. But something actually happened to a friend of mine that was not the worst thing in the world or the best thing in the world. It was just an interesting thing. And I really wish it would have happened to me directly so I could actually have more information. But one of the things one of the things I've noticed is sometimes it's not about who you're getting the message from or who you're getting the information from. It's about the information itself. And sometimes we get hung up on the wrong thing. For example, like nowadays everybody has, smartphones or GPS, and you have your GPS in your phone. So you're really not really going to get lost, for the most part. You just turn on your damn phone and type in the address, and then it'll direct you there with the GPS, or there's a GPS in your car or whatever. But there was a time before all of this stuff existed for the general public where you literally would have to ask people for directions. And you drive down the street and you'd see somebody who, and you made it, and everybody talks about this. It's like, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's actually dealt with this. When you're seeing someone walk down the street, you're making a decision based on what you see to whether or not the person is somebody that you would trust giving you directions. You've said it. You either said it out of your mouth or you said it in your head. "Oh, that guy don't look like he know anything. Oh, he looks crazy. Oh, please. She don't even know what she is now. Look at that guy. I ain't asking him. I ain't asking them either. Oh, he's scary. She's scary. I ain't asking them." I'm standing next to a guy who's, he looked like he was down on his luck. He didn't look homeless, but he was a little depressed looking, like, oh, my life blows. One of those guys, doopy doopy, And so we're standing next to each other. Some guy pulls up and sees us both standing there, and I'm dressed in, I'm looking pretty good, And he comes up to me, and I'm not even from this town that I'm in at the time. I'm just working there. I know how to get to the city, how to get to the hotel I'm in, how to get to the comedy club, and how to get back to the hotel. That's all I know. And in fact, I'm on foot right now because, I'm just walking to the store to get some stuff because I'm going to watch some football in the room because, it was like one of those things where I was doing a place where there was shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the show was like one show Sunday night. So the show started at like 8:30 or some crap like that. And so I got all day to kill, and I'm like, I'm watching football, man. So I go to get something to eat. So I don't know anything. I know only reason I knew what this store was is because I could see it out of the damn hotel window. If I didn't see this store, I'd have been like, F it, I'm just gonna get overcharged with room service. I don't know. So I don't know a damn thing. And the guy next to me, and he pulls up and he looks at the guy. He literally drives past me. I think he was trying to stop the car, and he rolls on the window and he goes, "I need to know where bloopty bloop is." And I'm going, he can't be talking to me because I'm not, And the other guy was walking towards the car, and as the other guy was walking towards his window, he puts his car in reverse, looks at the guy like, pulls back, back to where I am, and goes, "Hey, do you know what whoopty whoop is?" And I'm going, "Nah, I'm basically a tourist. The only thing I know is the hotel and the club." And he goes, "Oh, okay, well, thanks anyway." And he pulls off. Didn't even say anything to the other guy. He's already there. The window's already open. And the other guy goes, "I could have told him where he was going. I've been living here my whole life. I don't know what the hell. He must have been in some kind of hurry. I could have told him." I'm like, I said, "Oh, so you been here?" "Yeah, I know exactly. Where he's going is like 2 blocks away from where I grew up as a kid. The way he's going right now, he's actually going in the opposite direction. I could have. He's going. he's gonna get lost, man. I could have told him where it was. And the thing was, because I was dressed pretty good, and the guy next to me was dressed pretty bad. I mean, he wasn't like he was. He was just like that guy was. It was kind of the kind of way you get dressed when you're going to go out to do yard work. For all this guy knew, this guy could have been some dude just going to the store to get some Gatorade because he was doing yard work. He doesn't know, but he saw the guy, and because he didn't like the way the guy looked, and because he didn't respect the guy, because he didn't see, he just drove off. And he's probably still, that was years ago, he's probably still driving around that city looking for the place he was going to go. Why? Because he saw that guy, and from what he saw, he didn't think that guy was going to be able to help him. Bad mistake. Now, why did I say that? I say that because something happened to my friend that reminded me of that situation where you make an assessment based on what you see instead of just getting the information. A friend of mine goes to the doctors. He's a big fat guy. Not me fat, but fat. Okay? So, right? So he goes to the doctor, and he has a new doctor. The funny thing is, I also have a new doctor. But he has a new doctor as well. So we were joking about, hey, I got a new doctor. I wonder who you get. I wonder who you're going to get. And I said, well, my last doctor was my first doctor. My doctor at this place was a lady, and she retired. The next lady was a doctor, and she comes in, and she's like Pam Grier Jr., and then she retires, and I just stopped crying about that. And then the new lady comes in, and she's a good doctor, and also a lovely lady. He's going, man. My doctor's was a good dude, man. He's a football, used to be a college football player. Mr. Then he had a doctor who was really, really fit, healthy, good looking guy, cool, real good doctor, this, that, and the other one. And he was lamenting the fact that my last 3 doctors were all women. Like that means anything. Like I'm dating him or something. I would have dated the one that looked like Pam Grier. But that's beside the point. So anyway, he goes to his doctor. His new doctor comes in, and his old doctor was working on him to lose weight, and he was kind of believing the doctor. He had lost some weight, and it was going slowly and methodically, but he was doing it. His next doctor comes in, and instead of going through the information that was already in the file, he wanted, keep in mind, he just had blood tests a little while ago. He wanted his new set of blood tests, a new set of tests, and double tests, and triple tests, and quadruple tests, and all of that crap, and he made him go through all of that stuff again. Calls him back in again, and he goes, okay, you're too fat. You need to lose weight, buddy, and you need to lose weight now. It's hurting your health. What about your family? Don't you want to live longer? Don't you? And he's browbeating him about being fat. But there was one thing. The doctor that was browbeating him for being fat was fatter than he was. Yep. I said it. He showed me the picture, and I went, yo, this guy's bigger than you, and you're big, and you're way bigger than me. You're both big. And he goes, yeah, this guy's telling me I need to lose weight. I'm going, you talk about my wife and kids and all of that crap. You probably ate your wife and kids. I don't know why he said that. That was over the top, but I kind of laughed at it. I'll be honest with you. I was fatter. I was a fat guy also, so it was okay for me to laugh at it. You people who are skinny, shut up. Back to the story. He got the nerve to tell me I got to lose weight. His big ass. Shit, he probably ate his diploma. And I said, okay, you already did the ate something joke already. I mean, you can't keep piling on. He probably ate something jokes. I mean, when you did the whole thing with the first one was funny, but now, I mean, take it from me. I'm a professional comedian. You kind of, enough was enough of that. And when the joke was funny for Seville, he goes, will you shut up? And I go, sorry, I just got, okay, whatever. And then, right? Ain't gonna tell me I gotta lose weight. And I wanted to say to him, but how about this? You lose weight first and then tell me how it is. So then he sent me to a nutritionist. So he goes to a nutritionist. And I'm going, look, man, it doesn't really matter if your doctor's fat. He went to medical school. He knows what he's talking about. It doesn't matter whether he applies it to himself. The information is still good. Just listen to what he says. You're right, man. I mean, I don't know why he's fat. It could be anything, man. I don't know what it is. And maybe he was bigger and he's losing some weight. I don't know. I can't say anything. You're right, man. Then he goes to the nutritionist. He talks to the nutritionist on the phone. The nutritionist gives him all sorts of information. The nutritionist has a wonderful voice and sounds energetic and great. And he's walking in expecting to see some lady who looks like she was a professional dancer or a lady bodybuilder, or she ran track, and then she's bigger than the doctor that was bigger than him. And she walks in and he looks at her. Now, this is him describing to me what happened. I wasn't actually there for it, although really wish I was so I could see the look on his face. And she walks in, hey, and he's going, oh my God, in his head, according to what he said to me. And she's giving him all this information and she's talking. And it's the same wonderful voice that was on the phone. But now now has a picture of what he thought the lady was going to look like. And he's not seeing that. And he's going, why is she telling me I need to lose weight and telling me what anything that ends in os is sugar. And I need to do the sugar. I need to not do the sugar. And I got to the salt. I don't need to, and then I get sodium. And then oodles of noodles. And I don't eat that. And I'm sitting there going, how you going to give? I know what you should do, lady. You should just say to me, whatever I'm doing, do the opposite of that. That's what he said to me. And I said, you didn't say that to her, didn't you? And he goes, nah, I didn't say that. But I said it in my head. And I said, good, I'm glad you kept that in your head. And he goes, yeah. But I said, what's the information she gave? He goes, yeah, it's good information. It doesn't matter what the deal is with the information. It doesn't matter that she's fatter than the doctor that was fatter than you. It doesn't matter. The information from the doctor was good. The information from the nutrition is good. It doesn't matter if she's fat. The information is good. Don't hold it against her. You don't know why she's fat. She could have been bigger than she is now and worked her way down. She could be proud of where she is now because it's better than where she was, you bastard. And he goes, I know you're right. And I said, all right, now shut your mouth, punk. And the nutritionist said, okay, you know what you need to do in addition to this? You need the workouts. You need to get a gym membership. And as a gym, we can give you a discount on the gym membership because we're the one recommending it. So you'll actually get a discount on the gym. Now, granted, the discount only lasts for 2 years, but that's plenty of time for you to lose the weight that you need to lose. And I'm sure he was thinking some stuff because I know him. And I'm hoping he told me the truth when he said he didn't say the stuff that he was thinking, because I hope he didn't say that stuff, because if he said that stuff, it would have been hurtful. But you know what? I don't think he said that stuff, but I know he wanted to say that stuff. So he gets the gym membership. He goes to the gym, and the gym is a wonderful gym. And I actually go to the gym with him, you know, because they had like a couples thing. And, you know, they were like, you're a couple. I was like, look, dude, it says 2 people, okay? I'm cheap. Shut your mouth and let us go to the gym. Okay, I did not say that because the guy was like 6'5", 250. And I said, hey, I'm just working out with him to help him go. And he goes, okay, great. And he goes, wait a second. Were you thinking that you were going to say to me, shut up, punk, and come in here and I should shut my punk mouth? Were you thinking that? And I said, I was absolutely not thinking that. And he said, good. And then he put me back down. He goes, well, the thing about this gym is great because it has personal training that comes with it. It's not an extra fee. We have personal trainers here. You have to schedule them. But since this is your first time here, guys, we're going to, you get you get first preference as a first time customer. But after that, you have to schedule your personal training sessions, my friend. And I said, all right. I said, we working out with you? Big guy goes, you're not working out with me. Because quite frankly, you 2 fat bastards would die if you did my workouts. And I said, wait a second. Are you saying we die if we did your workout? I'm offended by that. I ought to kick your ass. And for the record, I did not say that because he would have killed both of us easily. So we go into the gym and we're deciding it's time to do the workouts. And we're seeing all these people with the outfits on, but a lot of the people that were wearing the gym outfits were not the actual personal trainers. There were, other people doing other kind of stuff around there. And they go, well, there's your personal trainer is coming up now. His name's Bill. And Bill comes around the corner. And I think you know where this is going. Even though this is not a made-up story, I think you know where this is going. And yes, I walked out of the room to laugh a little bit. Because my friend who was complaining about his doctor who was really, really fat, and his nutritionist who was fatter than the doctor, when both of the nutritionist and the doctor were fatter than him, now sees a nutritionist and a doctor who send him to a personal trainer who's slightly less fat than him. And he looks at me like, are you fucking kidding me? Is every fat person in the world going to, this is some bull. It's like everybody that is going to be recommended to me going to be fat or some shit like that, right? This is some bullshit. And I go, just calm down, jackass. You don't know. Bill could have been even fatter than he is now and worked out to get to the level of fat where he is now, which would be a less level of fat than his previous level of fat. You don't know that. And quite frankly, he's slightly less fat than you, punk, and slightly more fat than me. Shut your mouth, punk. And Bill comes over. Hey, guys, I know what you're thinking. And my friend goes, No, you don't. And he goes, yes, I do. You're going, these guys are as fat as me. And I'm telling you right now, I was a lot fatter than I am now. And I worked out. And I said, see, Bill, you pegged him right. You was probably just thinking that you were a fat guy and how can a fat guy be a personal trainer? But I told him, don't worry about it. I said, you were probably a bigger guy and you worked yourself down to where you are now and you're proud of where you are now and you're on the road to getting in great shape and that we should listen to you because you know your stuff. It doesn't matter that you're heavy right now. You have good information. And he goes, that's right. And then he started working out with him. And then 15 minutes into the workout, the fat personal trainer, Bill, quit and said, I can't do this shit anymore. This is my first day. I'm starting to think they hired me for this job as a joke. I have no training in personal training. And I look back at the guy in the front desk and he's laughing like, ha, 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 ha. Okay, none of that part happened. Bill just had a good workout with both of us. But the moral of the story, my friends, is don't always just assume just because somebody doesn't look the part that they don't have information that you can use, my friend. They may have information that you can use. Yes, your doctor may be fat. So what? He still went to medical school, you judgmental bastard. Okay, your nutritionist is fat too, and even fatter than the doctor. But so what? She went to school and got the information, and the information was accurate, you bastard. And your personal trainer, Bill, was fat too, but he's a good guy, and you work out with him, and everything was great. And it was fantastic. And we are now driving home after a great thing, and Bill is really cool, right? And we're in the car, and he goes, you know what, you're right, man. Even though my doctor was a big fat bastard, and my nutritionist lady was a bigger fat bastard, and my the gym guy was a fat bastard, but not as big and fat as the other two fat bastards, and slightly less big than my fat bastard ass, and slightly bigger than your fat bastard ass. I know you're right, and I should not be judging a book by its cover, no matter how big and fat the cover is. And I'm saying, you said fat a lot, dude. And he goes, doesn't matter. We're both fat. We can say it. You know, and if you talk about this on the podcast about 8 years from now, your audience better not be laughing at it. And I'm going, what's a podcast? And he goes, you'll find out. And I went, okay. That part did not happen. But that's just the thing, man. You can't always judge a book by a cover, man. You can't judge a book by a cover all the time. You know? And you got to remember that. 3 weeks later, Bill goes to the dentist. And he goes in and his dentist's teeth are absolutely fucked up. And Bill said, that's where I draw the line, and left. True story. Granted, his dentist's teeth were fucked up because of a car accident, and he completely humiliated the poor man, but, you know, it is what it is. That part is true. But I learned, man, I don't judge books by their covers, man. You know, I like to find out exactly what's going on, man. I mean, like I said, I had a fat doctor once at the time when I was in great shape, and I didn't judge him based on that. I knew he had information. It doesn't matter if he didn't necessarily apply it to himself, right? Like, say you run into somebody that has a drug or alcohol problem, right? And they keep relapsing and relapsing and relapsing, and they can't quite get themselves together. But they say to you, look, don't take drugs like this one. Did you just snort coke? Yeah. You don't need to be doing that. Hold on. Don't snort the coke. Definitely not this coke because it's my coke, you bastard. And then crack. Hold on. Don't smoke crack like this. Okay, definitely not this stuff because you have to work your way up to this crack. Why are you telling me not to do drugs when you're doing drugs right in front of me? I'm trying to tell you because I know what I'm talking about. And and the three people that are behind you that look like Satan and that are tap dancing to the tune of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, those people that you can't see because you're not high, they are nodding their head in agreement. I'm now going to pass out. Like I said, don't judge a book by a cover, man. I know plenty of people who back in the day were drunk off their asses all the time, were high as hell, were going around jumping on top of anybody that would have sex with them, not using protection. And they kept telling me as a young kid, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do it. I know I'm a whoremonger. I know I get drunk. I know I get high. I've had diseases on several occasions. Luckily, it's been the ones that medications can cure, but I'm a Russian roulette with my genitals. Don't you do that, kid. And as a young kid, I could have said, well, hold it a second. How are you going to tell me not to smoke crack and not to drink alcohol? You do it. And so what if you're having unprotected sex with people of questionable backgrounds, which culminated in you having several bouts of venereal diseases that luckily for you were able to be cleared up with medication? How are you going to tell me not to do it when you look like you're having so much fun with your body deteriorating because of the alcohol, the drugs, and the many venereal diseases that are probably sword fighting in your system right now to see which one gets to eventually kill you? How are you going to try to stop me from having that kind of fun, you selfish bastard? I am now going to snort coke and smoke crack off the back of a hooker I'm banging because I don't want anybody to tell me what I can't do, punk. Okay, I would not do that. I listened to those people that gave me that information because I realize it's all about the information. It's not necessarily about the messenger. It's not necessarily about how you get the message. Sometimes it's just about the information. You can't lock in on the messenger and take your eyes off the prize. Like if there's a problem in your country where bad things are happening to a certain group of people, and the person bringing it back into the forefront is a football player who wants to silently take a knee. We can't sit there and just get mad at the football player because he silently took a knee, which he has the right to do. No, you don't want to do that. You want to say, okay, maybe you like that, maybe you don't. Doesn't bother me at all personally, by the way. But maybe it bothers you, maybe it doesn't. But let's ask yourself a question. What's the bigger problem? The football player taking the knee, or the people taking bullets in their asses, or the people getting choked, or the people getting shot, or the people having bad things happening to them at the job, in the judicial system, and in everyday life, problems that most people probably don't have to deal with? Which one's worse? You can't always lock in on the messenger, my friend. Sometimes you got to realize it ain't about where the information is coming from, or how the information comes into the forefront, or how the information gets in front of you. Sometimes you got to ignore the messenger because the message itself is infinitely more important. You understand what I'm saying? So it just goes to show you, my friends. That's what happened to my buddy. As it turns out, I'm shrinking. He is bigger than he was before. Why is that? Because he's like, I ain't listening to no fat doctor, no fat nutritionist, and no fat personal trainer, none of that. Damn it. And now he's way bigger than he was before. Still love the guy because him being gigantic has nothing to do with me loving the guy as a person. And he's not even jealous that I'm shrinking. He's actually happy for me. And hopefully this bastard will do the same thing I'm doing. And but who knows? Maybe he'll listen to me when I finally get back in shape. Maybe he'll listen to me because at that point I'll be like, hey man, I'm in shape again. So you want to work out with me? Well, you're not a fat doctor or a fat nutritionist or a fat personal trainer, so yes, I will. I will eat right and work out with you, and then he'll get skinny. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? Ha. But that probably won't happen. He'll probably just, go, okay, you got skinny, so what, punk? Why would I want to listen to a skinny guy? You don't know what it's like being fat. And I'm going, that was fat last year. Yeah, but that was last year. It ain't now. I'm not listening to you because I'm judging the book by the cover. And if he does that, I'm going to get into the running position, run towards him as fast as possible, jump in the air until I'm horizontal and drop kick the big bastard. Granted, I'll hit him and bounce off because at that time I'll be skinny. In fact, I don't think I'm going to drop kick him because because I wound up hurting myself, so I'm not going to do that. But I digress. All I'm saying is, my friends, don't judge the book by the cover. The fat doctor knows what he's talking about. The fat nutritionist knew what she was talking about. And Fat Bill who was at the place working out with people, he knew what he was talking about. I was just joking about him not knowing what he was talking about. He knew what he was talking about. So, like I said, don't judge a book by its cover for the most part. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you can judge this book by its cover because if you look at my Avi on Twitter, @Anthony Thomas, If you look at my Avi on my verified Facebook page, as Anthony says, you'll see the same picture. And I'm that fucking cool. Oh, yeah. Segment over. Well, folks, this has been episode number 232 of the Yes Anthony Says podcast. And I want to thank you guys very, 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 very much, for listening to the podcast on a regular basis and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I really, really appreciate it. I know I say it all the time, but quite frankly, just because you actually have the same feelings, you shouldn't. I mean, it doesn't mean you should stop saying it. Like you love your wife or you love your husband or you love your kids, and you say it to them every day. Your wife comes downstairs, you walk up to you, you give her a hug, you look at her, you tell her that you love her, or your husband comes down, you tell him that you love him. Your kid comes up and gives you a hug, you tell him that you love him. You know what I mean? You do that. You don't go, hey, honey, how's it going? Hey, baby, how's it going? I love you, Bill. Remember when we were dating and I said, I love you on that Thursday? Yeah. Well, everything is basically the same. Just assume that I also love you, and that way I don't have to waste my time saying it. If there ever comes a time when I do not love you, I will then, of course, inform you of my lack of love. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't foresee myself not loving you at some point in the future. I will probably always love you. So we're not going to say that anymore. I already said that. Dad, I love you. Hey, I think you know how I feel. Remember that time I gave you a card and said I love you on it? Yeah. Well, instead of me wasting my time saying it, go up and read that card to yourself and do an impression of my voice. Okay, punk? Or bring me a recorder. I'm going to record myself saying I love you. That way I don't have to say that crap anymore because you already know I love you. Why do I have to keep saying it, you little bastard? You wouldn't do that. Of course not. And I wouldn't say I appreciate you guys listening to me and that I love you bastards. I wouldn't just say it one time and go, listen, remember 3 years ago on my first podcast when I said thank you for listening? I already thanked your asses. That's all you get. That's all you're getting. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to say it every damn chance I get. Why? Because I feel it every damn time I say it. You cool bastards. Thank you for listening to my dumb ass on a regular basis. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. If you like this show, and I think you do, because if you got to me, that means you already listened to about 57 minutes of this crap or so, then that means you like this crap. And do me a favor, if you listen to this crap on a podcatcher, whatever the podcatcher is, iTunes, whatever. If there's a place to rate the show, damn it, get your ass over there and give me a 5-star rating and write a glowing review, cause you know you love this crap. Don't be ashamed. Let it out. You love S. Anthony Thomas and you love the S. Anthony Says podcast, you bastard. So get it done. Also, tell some friends. You know what your friends like. And if your friends are nuts like you are, then you let them know about this crap, okay? Also, if you want to support the show, you want to kick in some bread to keep things going, please do so. You can do it at the santhonysays.podcastrevolution.org. Go to the Podcast Revolution Network and donate to the show. You can do it from the fuck? Oh yeah, you can do it from what the hell is it? Go to the Podbean site, santhonysays.podbean.com. Go there if you want to kick in some bread for the show. Go ahead and do it. If you can't do that, then do the other thing. Tell other people about the show, damn it. That's important too. Get the word out, man. Also, if you see me in public, feel free to walk up, say, S. Anthony, I love your podcast, and I love you. And then give me a big hug. You too, guys. And that's not just for the women, dudes. You don't say you love you to your brother or your friends. Of course you do. Granted, you usually do it when bad stuff happens or if something really weird happens. But let this be an exception. If you see me and you're one of my bastards, you walk up and say, "Yes, Anthony, I love you and I love your podcast," and then give me a big hug, men and women. Granted, women, it's a little different. If you're a woman, walk up to me and say, "Yes, Anthony, I love you and I love your podcast," and then give me a big hug. And then feel free to squeeze my buttocks cheeks. I won't consider it an insult if you do so. And if you squeeze my buttocks cheeks after saying I love you, S. Anthony, and love your podcast, please follow it up with a or yum. I would like that. By the way, I want to make sure that everybody knows, dudes, I'm not asking you to do that. Don't do that, dudes. Don't do that. Women, please do that. I think I've made this part weird. So, In all seriousness, everybody, do me a favor. Follow the Twitter for the show, which is at S. Anthony Says. Follow my personal Twitter, which is at S. Anthony Thomas. My verified page on Facebook is S. Anthony Says. You'll see the blue check mark, so you know that it's actually me, and that is that's my page. So go there and give it a like. I would appreciate that. Much love to every last one of you. Oh crap! I forgot. I keep forgetting. Because you guys DM me talking about what is the new email, because I got shut down the other email. The email is talktosanthony@gmail.com. talktosanthony@gmail.com. That's where the emails are. That's where you can email the show. So thank you very, very much. Much love to every last one of you in every country that's listening to me right now, and to people in the future that are listening to me for the first time. Much love to you, because if you got to this point, it means you like the show also. So thank you too. And quite frankly, as I always say, it doesn't matter to me whether you're listening to me in a treadmill, whether you're driving down the street in your car, whether you're mowing the lawn with earbuds in. It doesn't matter. I got love for you, and I appreciate you. And on the count of 3, I'm going to close the show the way I always close the show, and I want you to do it with me. I want you to do it with me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony. Out.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S.
See, you enjoyed that, didn't you? Of course you did. I told you that you would. So remember, go subscribe to that podcast as well. It's the S. Anthony Says podcast. And thank you for already subscribing to this podcast. Like I said in the intro, finishing up a couple of things very, very soon. I'll be hitting you with a bunch of episodes back to back to back to back. Thank you for being patient with me. And my friends, I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you. Much love to you. Take care.